It's precisely 6:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Dilni Gunawardana, read by Sabrina Zawahir. The headlines. The President emphasizes the significance of foreign service. The Prime Minister commends efforts of Australia to secure the Indian Marine region. Minister of Education says that the Gazette notification to recruit graduates into teaching service will be issued expeditiously. Applications are called for the National Youth Platform coinciding with the 75th National Independence Day celebrations. Minister of Justice says the government will never interfere with the operations of the Elections Commission. And in world news, Pope Francis leads the funeral of his predecessors, Benedict XVI, in prestigious ceremony at Vatican. And in sports news, Asian Cup cricket tournament scheduled to be held in September. Moving on to local news. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasizes the significance of foreign service in order to safeguard the sovereignty of Sri Lanka. The President made these remarks while meeting 11 new ambassadors and high commissioners in the Presidential Secretariat. He further requested the newly appointed ambassadors and high commissioners to be committed to obtain the most from the foreign countries to build up the country. Establishing a good foreign policy is the main objective of the government. Economic, defense and climate change plans should be achieved. Achieving these goals depend on the foreign service of the country. Action should be taken to safeguard the rights of the Sri Lankans. The President further mentioned that an office will be established to consider the political issues of the Sri Lankan diaspora. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardana commended the assistance rendered by Australia in order to strengthen the marine security of the Indian Ocean region. He expressed this view at a meeting held with the High Commissioner of Australia, Paul Stevens. He further requested for GPS technology in order to empower the communication networks used in fisheries. It was further suggested that campuses affiliated to the Australian universities should be established in the island in order to attract both local and foreign students. He also appreciated the support given by the Australian government in providing medication and essential materials to Sri Lanka. The second reading of the Bill for Recovery of Possession of Premises granted on lease basis was carried out during the parliamentary session today. Minister of Education Cecil Premjanta said that the Gazette notification regarding recruitment of degree holders into the Sri Lanka teaching service will be issued expeditiously. The Ministry of Public Administration has been instructed to carry out the procedure. Trainees under the age of 35 years are considered to be recruited into teaching. The minister expressed these ideas regarding the concerns made by MP Dayasiri Jayasekara. Joining the debate, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that many are reluctant to enter the in-service advisor post. He further requested to consider those who have faced injustices due to the administrative issues in recruitments. The government has called for applications and proposals for the National Youth Platform, which is slated to be formed under the directives of President Ranil Wickremesinghe, coinciding with the 75th National Independence Day celebrations. The President's media division stated that this initiative is expected to provide the Sri Lankan youths the opportunity to be a part of the nation-building process, which aims to make the country a prosperous and well-developed nation by the year 2048. Applications are open to become a part of the National Youth Platform under the categories of member, youth organization, and advisor. Individuals who are interested in joining the initiative can apply as a member by submitting their CVs and proposals for a selected focus area. Organizations will have to send a report with details of the membership base and the projects and programs they have completed over the years to obtain the membership. People with expert knowledge in the focused areas can apply or be nominated as an advisor to the program and will be chosen after an interview process. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing local news, Minister of Justice, Prisons Affairs and Constitutional Reforms Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa told Parliament that the government will never interfere with the operations of the Elections Commission. The minister added the government will neither interfere with the activities of the Election Commission nor try to amend their agenda. Government has never reached such a decision and has not communicated to them of any such matter. He said that neither the government nor the Parliament has the power to amend any decision made by the Elections Commission, and the National Election Commission, which is an independent body, must continue with its operations. There will be no interference from the government. Minister Rajapaksa was responding concerns raised by the opposition leader Sajid Premadasa in Parliament. The Embassy of Sri Lanka in the United States of America has announced 550 job opportunities in the USA for Sri Lankan citizens. Accordingly, the Sri Lanka Embassy in Washington, D.C. secured a job order for 550 employment opportunities after Ambassador Mahinda Samarasinghe reached out to Karma Services LLC, a global healthcare recruitment provider in Florida, and facilitated an agreement between Karma and the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Agency. As per the agreement, employment opportunities for 250 registered nurses, 100 laboratory technicians, and 200 nursing assistants in the USA were secured. The Sri Lankan Embassy further secured that the recruitment process is currently underway for the specified jobs. With that, we conclude the local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Anunayaka of the Amarapura Mahanikaya, Boralla Atula Thera, said that the media should provide their duties to the society in uniting and rebuilding the country. The Thera made these remarks while participating in the religious activities of the 56th Corporation Day of the SLBC, which falls today. The Thera also stated that the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation is the leading media institute, has provided a remarkable service to the nation during the 56-year period. The Thera appreciated the excellent service that has been rendered by the corporation by educating the nation. Chairman of the corporation, Hudson Samarasinghe, and the staff were present at the occasion. Many religious activities were also conducted in Kandurata Sevaya of the SLBC. A Pirit chanting ceremony will be held under the patronage of the chief incumbent of the Atamastane, Venerable Pallegama Hemaratana Thero today. Meanwhile, a Kirkorara ritual will be held at the village of Kotabakadenia, Dambana, under the patronage of Urwarige Vaniletto. That was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board announced that the water supply for several areas in Colombo will be interrupted on Saturday. Accordingly, the water supply will be interrupted for the areas of Colombo 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10 and Colombo 11. The water cut will be imposed for 18 hours starting from 10 p.m. on January 7th and will be restored at 4 p.m. the next day. The water cut is being implemented owing to some essential maintenance work of development projects related to the transmission pipeline system that supplies water to the Maligakanda Reservoir. That was Watchlight. Moving on to World News, taking a look at the headlines of the World News. Pope Francis leads funeral of his predecessors Benedict XVI in prestigious ceremony at Vatican. Amazon announces its aims to shed more than 18,000 roles. France promises to help Ukraine's defense efforts. Now the world news in detail. Members of the faithful paid homage to former Pope Benedict XVI with a funeral at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, marked by pomp and tradition. In line with Benedict's wishes, his funeral was simple, according to the director of the press office of the Holy See. It was the first occasion in modern times a pope has presided over his predecessor's funeral. Dignitaries and religious leaders line the square, which can seat approximately 60,000 people, to take part in the prestigious ceremony. Amazon announces it aims to shed more than 18,000 roles as it cuts costs. Amazon CEO added that the announcement was brought forward because one of their teammates leaked this information externally. The job cuts amount to around 6% of the company's roughly 300,000 strong corporate workforce. The move comes after the technology giant said last year that it would reduce its headcount without putting a figure on how many jobs would be cut. Ukraine's Western allies have for the first time moved towards supplying armored fighting vehicles to Ukrainian troops, but not the heavier tanks Kyiv has requested to help fight Russian forces. According to Al Jazeera, French President Emmanuel Macron told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday that his government would send French-made light AMX-10 RC armored combat vehicles to help Ukraine's defense effort. With that, we end World News, prior to concluding the headlines of the World News once again. Pope Francis leads funeral of his predecessors Benedict XVI in prestigious ceremony at Vatican. Amazon announces it aims to shed more than 18,000 roles. France promises to help Ukraine's defense efforts. That ends World News.
Development News.
Sri Lanka has sought India's technical assistance to boost the local milk production, and a meeting in this regard took place between the Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle and President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Presidential Secretariat on Wednesday. The discussions focused on raising national milk production and providing necessary technical support to the production of liquid milk in Sri Lanka, together with the National Dairy Development Board of India and Amul Milk Company, President's Media Division said. The objective is to make Sri Lanka self-sufficient in milk and milk products in the long term, with short and medium-term goals to double local milk production. The discussion was attended by Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle, Dr. Rakesh Pandey, First Secretary Economic and Commercial Affairs, representatives of the National Dairy Development Board of India and Amul Milk Company. Senior advisor to the President Sagala Ratnayaka and a group of public and private sector representatives appointed by the President represented Sri Lanka in the discussion. That was Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
The Asian Cricket Council announces that the dates have been fixed for 50 overs Asian Cup cricket tournament scheduled to be held this year. Accordingly, it will take place in Pakistan in September. 6 teams will take part in the tournament. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Afghanistan will represent one group, while the other group will consist of India, Pakistan and a qualified team. UAE, Singapore, Hong Kong and Kuwait will play for the qualifying round. That was Sports News.
Let us turn this difficult time that we are facing now to a positive opportunity. We must rise up as a nation in 2023. NSB will extend its fullest support for you to rise with confidence. NSB, the safest place for you.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Fastest Sri Lanka, the premier gem and jewelry show, is all set to commence on the 7th of January. Coming back from a 2-year break post-COVID, Fastest Sri Lanka is one of the industry's largest promotional events. The premium edition of this world-class gem and jewelry show will be held from the 7th to the 9th January at the Cinnamon Grand Colombo and will be open to visitors daily from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Launched in 1991, Fastest Sri Lanka has successfully placed Sri Lanka on the international map as a hub for precious gemstones. The exhibition attracts a large number of international exhibitors and buyers and is a must-visit for those in the gem and jewellery industry. FASS Sri Lanka aims to continue its efforts in showcasing Sri Lanka's extraordinary selection of gemstones. Special attention is drawn to the Ceylon sapphire with the intention of promoting Sri Lanka as the sapphire capital of the world. That was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank.
Let us turn this difficult time that we are facing now to a positive opportunity. We must rise up as a nation in 2023. NSB will extend its fullest support for you to rise with confidence. NSB, the safest place for you.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
The tea industry recorded the highest national sales average for a calendar year in 2022, with the January to December 2022 cumulative average reaching rupees 1,234.24. The 2022 cumulative average is an increase of 618 rupees and 80 cents when compared with the corresponding month of the previous year. The national sales average for the high-grown teas for the year reached 1,093.10 cents rupees compared to 587.13 cents rupees in 2021. The analysts of Forbes and Walker Tea Brokers showed that the cumulative averages recorded increases for all elevations in US dollar terms when compared with 2021 amid sharp depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee and lower tea output. That was Economic News.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LONC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather Report.
Finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department projects a change in prevailing dry weather condition. Showers will occur at times in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Polonnaruwa and Matale districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places in these areas. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern province and Anuradhapura district. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the western, Sabaragamu and northwestern provinces and in the Galle, Matara, Kandy and Nuwara districts during the afternoon or night. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The President emphasizes the significance of foreign service. The Prime Minister commends efforts of Australia to secure the Indian Marine region. Minister of Education says that the Gazette notification to recruit graduates into teaching service will be issued expeditiously. Applications are called for the National Youth Platform coinciding with the 75th National Independence Day celebrations. Minister of Justice says the government will never interfere with the operations of the Elections Commission. With that, we conclude the news.